Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we want to talk about the short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenarios for Bitcoin. All scenarios remain on the table, but I have added a new one just in case we drop in a very direct fashion. Due to the pace that the market has been dropping, it makes sense to introduce it. It looks short-term more directly bearish, but ironically, it's actually not. Okay. Well, it is short term, but it would not necessarily then lead to such a substantial price drop as in the white scenario. Now, let's start with the bullish case, okay? The directly. Bear in mind, these are all at the moment still bullish scenarios. At least they are part of a larger degree bullish scenario. I would basically need to rule all of these out before I can confirm that a major market top has formed. With a major market top, I'm talking about bull market top, okay, which could be the case. We talked about that extensively in recent weeks, but I don't assume we're there yet, right? I don't assume we are there yet, but I need to rule out all of these scenarios first, okay? So but that doesn't mean we are now in an uptrend. I mean, we are locally still in a downtrend from the Tuesday high, okay, and quite an aggressive one that is. But for now, let's start with that short-term bullish scenario. So in the short-term bullish case, which is the yellow one, a larger degree fourth wave bottomed here on the 30th of December. We saw a 5-wave move up, which can be seen as wave 1. Up here, we were talking about the potential of a pullback into the orange support area, which happened. But it happened in a very direct fashion, raising concerns that rather the bears could take the lead, which they might actually be doing. But this, I mean, it could still technically be a wave 2 pullback, right? The microstructure doesn't necessarily suggest that anymore, because it really looks more like a 5-wave move down, and the wave 2 itself cannot be a 5-wave move down. Now, there are ways how this could still be labeled as correction, but it has become less likely. In addition to that, the break below support has made the yellow count less likely, but not impossible. It still is valid. We've seen it several times in this cycle that during these short-term liquidation events, support levels broke, but not on a sustained basis. Bear in mind, support is not an invalidation point, and then we had a swift recovery. So yellow would indicate a larger degree fourth wave bottom. We have 5 waves up, a corrective pullback into support. The buyers did turn up around the 78.6 retracement, and therefore you could argue support is still holding. Yeah, we had a brief break below, but support for now is still holding. I would need to see, however, based on the chart context, a break above 100,520 resistance to really confirm that this yellow third wave to probably new all-time highs is unfolding. Okay? Now, again, this should also form a 5-wave move up and everything, and ideally above resistance. So this would be the short-term bullish scenario. Just know at the moment it's not invalidated. It certainly has become less likely, but it's still something to consider. And the invalidation point is the red line, which is located here at 91,440. Now let's take a look at the short-term bearish scenarios. They are both part of the same scenario, which is a wave 4 is still unfolding. But in one scenario, we are forming a nicely defined 5-wave structure, which is where that resistance area comes from. Because from here, a wave 2 bounce is due. It's now actually overdue. I wanted to see it already. Yeah, it is a little bit deeper than it would be ideal for a wave 1 in white, but it's still absolutely okay. And it is more clearly an impulse down than the yellow corrective pullback, okay? But I'm watching for the potential of a bounce. Resistance is between 96,370 and 100,520. But we're not even there yet. Okay, so I'm watching for a possible reaction and the start of that wave 2, but it hasn't started yet. It would unfold in an ABC structure. So once we see the A wave, you could even trade the B wave. I mean, enter in the B wave to trade the C wave as a setup. Okay, but we're far away from that anyway. Now, this would be a nicely defined C wave down, could take us into the low 80K region, the way it looks like right now, okay? Before a low is attempted to form. Now, then there's the blue count, and this is pretty much the same as white. like an A, B, C structure, but the C wave is done in a very direct fashion with extended subwaves without this nicely defined 5-wave structure. Yeah, it would just do it in a direct fashion, like in a liquidation event where people get scared, panic sell, but it could reach the 100% extension at 87,480, and then a recovery could happen from there. These are the scenarios that I'm observing, which means there are 2 which are short-term bearish, 1 which is short-term bullish, but the resistance area will tell us which one it is. Or the red support line, if that breaks, we can rule out yellow, okay? And then it's only between blue and white. So essentially, however, in all of these scenarios, there is no confirmed low yet. So I need a first 5-wave move up followed by a 3-wave pullback on the micro level to indicate that some kind of a low is in place. And this is precisely what I'm watching for now, what I'm observing on a hourly basis. And I do provide updates for that either here in the videos or on our Discord server in the Gold membership. So I keep you updated. These are all the scenarios. Bear in mind, this is still all part of an overall still bullish structure. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.